So I have to order clothes. I have to order like props and gifts and all this stuff.
Yeah, are there like
Handedly.
certain colors you're supposed to be wearing?
I have to wear a mullet.
You guys like the new watch?
I noticed
Ooh,
that. I was going to say something. I noticed it yesterday.
JB does spend more time in like Bible study than any of us, and people apparently don't even know who she is though there.
What? I thought you had all these
Well,
friends.
I thought you did too,
Yeah.
but people don't even know.
BMS, the podcast.
Welcome to BMS, the podcast, where we get to hang out with you after the show and talk about things that we never got a chance to talk to you about on the show. One of which is, you guys like the new watch?
I noticed
Ooh,
that. I
like it.
I was going to say something. I noticed it yesterday.
What do you think? You like it?
I like it. I'm shocked you didn't call me out on air yesterday because it was like distracting.
I know
me
you kept
'cause
looking at it.
because I couldn't tell if it was an Apple Watch or like a Garmin watch or if it was like a dress watch.
Yeah, I finally got it. My wife actually gave it to me a while ago, and then she got it engraved
my
for our
gosh.
anniversary, and it says, "We got God and we got love." And then it has you and me and then our wedding anniversary on it.
Oh,
That's
wow.
awesome.
And the reason it says like we got God and we got love is like something I always say in our relationship, in our family now. Even our kids repeat it back.
Oh, I love
Like
that.
I pretend like I sing songs and things like that. And whenever we're going through like a hard time, I always remind myself and remind our family that like the two things that matter the most is just God and love, and we'll get through anything.
Love that.
And so she got it like engraved that we got God and we got love because it's the most important things
Was it a present for something specific?
for our anniversary.
for your
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you guys didn't do anniversary gifts.
Well, we did get like each other like small things like this. Like it's not like a super expensive watch, but I think she got it engraved for like specialty meaning. And then the other thing is I had this necklace and I've had it for a while that kind of ties like together because the back of the necklace is the reason I've always liked it is because it says like through God I can do all things. I think it's something like the quote. And my wife was like looking it up and she said, I think the reason you always have liked that quote is because I looked up the meaning behind it and where the Bible verses came from, not to just jump into straight Bible verses from the podcast,
Right.
but the context of it, I just thought was really interesting and very like personal to me is the Apostle Paul wrote it from prison, explaining that he had learned the secret of being content through all circumstances when he had plenty and was all that you need. And so usually I think a lot of people use it as like this heroic verse through God, through strength or whatever, that God, I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And so it has this heroic meaning. I think even Steph Curry uses a version of it, but I think it's supposed to, I think the modern way we absorb it is that like we could be heroes, but it was actually written at a time of like being low.
Right.
And my wife said, I always loved it because it's less about a superhero promise. It's more about a promise of endurance, peace, meaning that God will provide you the exact strength you need through whatever life throws your way. So even at your lowest, that you're not in control. And something I really struggle with is control. I always have this issue with, like, I want to be able to just power through, strengthen through everything, but realizing that sometimes I just have to be patient. And I just thought it was an interesting combination of jewelry that I wear because I'm not like a big jewelry guy, but the jewelry that actually has meaning and meaning that I have to like constantly remind myself of that I'm not in complete control.
Well, and
It's almost like your version of like a tattoo.
Yeah,
I feel
probably.
like,
Yeah.
like you
I
wearing
would never
these
get a
things
tattoo, but like, yeah, you like these like
has
powerful
like the
meanings.
significance.
but you're not really a watch guy. See, and
I like watches. I just haven't been one.
Well, I was going to say, I used to be a watch guy too, but then they put your clock on your phone and you didn't need them anymore.
Yeah, I'm more of like it sounds embarrassing, but I do like stylistic. I do like the way the watch. Like I think a watch can like take a simple outfit and then elevate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
do think it like
I like the all black.
Yes, thank you. So I think it looks cool, and then it had like all this special meaning to it, and it's something we didn't get to on the show, but like it does have these meanings. Something I really do struggle with is like, and I'm trying to just embrace the journey that I'm on because my wife constantly reminds me of like, especially with our kids, like don't rush it. Like I'm always like, what's like
next.
Yeah.
and one of the worst sayings I've had like recently in our marriage and maybe in our family is our 40s are going to be awesome. And I think she's been kind of annoyed that I say that all the time because I feel like things will settle down. We're in the season, like our youngest is 1. And by the time we get into our 40s, they'll just all be a little bit older. And I had seen somebody post this like on a reel on social media, like this era when kids are not old enough to be teenagers where they think they're too cool, but they're like old enough to like be excited about family time, like is one of the best eras. And I am sometimes in a rush to like, the 40s are going to be great. We're going to be financially stable. We're finally going to catch up instead of just like embracing the season we're in. And it's something I've really struggled with. Mm-hmm. So I think my wife got like it engraved on my
I feel like when you think that way too, you're going to hit your 40s and be like, man, our 50s will be awesome. Like when you think that way, it doesn't ever stop. Like you're never going to accomplish what you think you're going to accomplish.
Yeah. So I think she's been like on me a little bit of like, of just trying to, and I honestly feel like more than ever this summer, I am in the right mindset, at least the first couple of weeks of summer, where I feel like I have this really healthy balance where I feel like I am in work mode, where I feel like I'm focused on the things I need to be focused on, but also not letting it all consuming me. And then also embracing with extreme patience the challenging times of having 3 kids at the age of 5. Like, I constantly say my daughter is 3, but she's not. She's like months away from being 3. Mm-hmm. Actually, she's like I've been saying she's almost 3 for like 3 months. She is still 2 months away from being 3. So like, she's still super young, and then I have a 1-year-old. And so like, I'm just been way more patient about like, sometimes shit's going to take a little bit longer. Sometimes things are going to be a little bit more challenging, but just embracing the little bit of chaos we've had. I feel like I'm in a better mindset. And maybe some of that is because of the reminders that I have on my neck and my wrist now that my wife has pointed out to me, or she's been in a really good place that's like put me in a really good place, like just embracing this time of our life, which I think is like hard.
Having the physical reminder every single day is so important, because like you can't just decide, okay, now I'm going to be content with my life from here on out. Like you have to decide that every single day.
Yeah.
And like every minute and every hour to be like, okay, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy where I'm at. And so yeah, to have the reminders, like I like cross necklace. Like I feel like I'm always like touching my cross necklace, and that's my reminder.
Well, it's like everything. You know, they always tell you you're going to get to your destination, but truthfully, the journey is the destination.
You know what? Also, though, one of the reasons I think I struggle with it is complete transparency. As I think there's a balance, because in Dallas, when I was doing a radio show in Dallas, the radio station we went to, it wasn't designed to be a successful radio station. It had like signal issues. It couldn't hear it all over the place. It was designed to do like, okay, but what the company had done is use it as like a stepping stone for people they wanted to do big things with. And so our company kept saying that, oh, we're going to take the show and we might put it in New York. We might do this with it. We're going to find something cool for you guys. And so then I was kind of like chilling. I was like, all right, well, do you tell me when you're ready for me to do something? And I wasn't like super focused on work. I was like focused on like my first couple of years of marriage. And then I was focused on traveling and my family. My mom was like really sick at the time. So I was like focused on family. And so I don't think I was super focused on work and learning the things I should be doing, networking with people the way I should be networking. And I was like, I'll just catch up to that stuff. You know, I'm in my late 20s. I'll catch up to it. And then when I left, everyone was like really surprised that I left the company, and I didn't do a good job of like networking and working on my next move. And so then when I came to St. Louis, I felt like I had to start over again. I had to start building relationships again. I had to start building a show from scratch again. I had to start building all of that. And I was like, oh, damn, I should have been doing this stuff when I was in my 20s. That I tell Hannah and AB, like, you guys should be networking, doing your things, also living your life, but also like working on those things. So there's like this balance, because I felt like I was just soaking up the moment so much before. And I was like, but then if you don't think about the future, when the future comes, you're like, yeah, you should have been planning for the future, bro. So you got to find that balance of what it looks like to like live in the moment, soak up the moments, but then like you can't not have a plan either. So it's like, I don't know what life's balance is like that. You know, maybe I feel like you sometimes feel like you do a good job of making a plan, but also like going, well, the plan's going to figure itself out too on its own.
I feel like I have so much trust in God. We actually kind of talked about this at my Bible study last night. I feel like sometimes when I say, oh, I'm just putting it in God's hands, whatever, people think that that's like a passive thing that I do, where it's like, oh, I just don't have to think or worry because it's in God's hands, which is sort of true, but it's not passive. Like, it's something every single day, like I was saying, to be content every day, like it's a daily decision. So like every single day I have to make the decision to trust. But yeah, that doesn't mean you don't work hard or like you don't like dream big.
There's this
Exactly.
like I don't know if it's actually from the Bible or if it's like one of those stories where it came from, like those parables and stuff like that, but like about trusting God and contention, because it is what I think does do a good job of explaining trusting God or just trusting where you're at in your life. Is there was somebody who was like lost at sea and a boat pulled up and they said like hop in. He's like, nah, God's coming, I'm okay. And then another boat pulled up and it's like, God's coming. And then like the guy dies and then it's like goes to heaven. He's like, God, what happened? He's like, I sent you like 3 boats.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, what do you do? Like,
right. What do
you got to
come
be
on.
paying attention to the things
Yeah.
I'm sending you. And so you got to like find that balance of like, I'm sitting here doing nothing, but also knowing when to get on the boat and move forward with your life. Like, it's a weird balance. Like, life is tricky like that, man. Of like, contention is like one of the worst things you can have and also one of the best things you can have. If you're content, sometimes you're just passively not moving forward and you're not living your life, you're not growing. But then if you like are constantly looking forward, you're missing all the cool things that are and all the beauty that we have in front of our faces, right?
Right, yeah, and contentment has different meanings to different people.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, my contentment, it may not be your contentment, and what you find joy in may not be what Hannah finds joy in, and the other way around. And that's, I think, the hard balance. And I think that's one of the difficult things too about being aware of your surroundings and being aware of what's going on, or just being aware of other people in general. Life has a lot of challenges, and life has a lot of fun that goes with it. And hopefully, you take some time to kind of take those moments to enjoy those 3 little guys. Because I think of my kids now, and I go, you'll miss those moments, even though it feels like everything is on your shoulders at that time. You're like, man, I wish they were little because it was so much easier than this or that, and it's weird. And I think that's the whole I guess the message of life is, God tests, all the time, and He gives you challenges. He gives you moments where you get to kind of reflect. He gives you moments where stuff was easy, stuff was hard, and to some people, it's very easy. It comes easier than others. Yeah,
I feel like I'm challenging myself in different ways that I haven't before. Like whether it be from a career perspective, I do feel like I'm like kind of laser focused on what I want the show to sound like, and learning a lot about the digital space and doing a lot of work to learn about like the digital space, whether we're going with podcasts or social media. And so there's still like growth happening. I feel like I'm still like navigating the politics of corporate America and still growing in that aspect, but also not letting it all consume me, which I have in the past, and then not letting it completely fall to the wayside like I have in the past, and just live my life with my family or travel. And so now I feel like I figured out what that balance looks like today. But what's interesting about life is it could be different tomorrow. Like what is needed for tomorrow.
It's so fast.
It's
Exactly.
so interesting. I do think like, leading into the conversation about like God and spirituality is so interesting to start the podcast, because AB does spend more time in like Bible study than any of us, and people apparently don't even know who she is though there.
What? I thought you had all these
Well,
friends.
I thought you did too,
Yeah,
but people don't even know.
So this isn't Bible study, this is church.
Their church doesn't even know her.
So I do a lot of work with like the ministries at my church and doing videos for them, and I'm filming a video for one of our like nonprofit ministries next week. And one of our pastors, who I've worked with on previous videos, we like had to do a Zoom call with the ministry, and I'm like getting to know people, and this is what we're filming and the dates and all that stuff. And he goes, "Yeah, everybody meet Anna." And I
Like
was
from
just-
Frozen?
Yeah.
I was like, I've known this man. I've been working with this guy for at least a year, and he knows my name. Like, he has said
Is it
my
just a misspeak?
name. I know, because then he continued to say it, and
Ah.
I didn't correct him. So then everybody else started calling me Anna on the call.
Do you remember, Hannah, this happened to me like at a business meeting at Supplement Superstores. Remember the guy called me like Jim, or he's like, "Good to meet you, Jim."
Oh,
And
yeah.
I didn't know what to do. I was like torn. Like, should I correct him? Is it like, what should I do? Like, what's going to
I
happen?
think he
here?
was calling you Brad or something.
I
and
thought it was something way off, that he had thought I was someone different. And they're like, no, that was like
that
another
was
person.
awkward.
Yeah.
I think
And then somebody finally corrected him. Like, it wasn't me. So no one.
I don't think I even saved
It wasn't. It was like Mika, the salesperson, that corrected him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't me who
I
said
feel
it.
like-
It wasn't Hannah. So you didn't have anyone to correct.
No,
him.
and I felt like it would have been awkward if I corrected him because, like, it would have looked bad on him to the ministry that he's like introducing. This is this girl that works for our church. I
Yeah, I
don't even
think it
know
looks
her
terrible.
name.
I'm so
Oh,
involved.
And so, like, I didn't want to make him look bad. But one of the girls I'm working with is like kind of my age and seems really chill. So when I go to film next week, if she calls me the wrong name, I think I'll just be like, hey, it's Anna, by the way. I don't know why the pastor said that.
I think you just become Anna. That's who you are at church.
You have
You're
like
right.
You're just this
7
whole
different
different person.
personalities now. You got
God
AB,
changed my name.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
I'm AB, I'm Anna, and I'm Anna.
AB, Anna, Anna. Julian's grandma calls you AJ. Like she.
Yeah, I have a lot of names, apparently.
That's so funny. So, yeah, so as we stand now, though, you're still Anna.
I'm still Anna.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Maybe we should have. Remember when we were trying to figure out AB's name on the show?
Isabella?
Yeah, now
Maybe
it's,
this was.
it's
Maybe
Anna.
we should switch it again. What was the name that you hated?
Annabelle.
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 Yeah,
I forgot
if
about
you
that.
weren't listening to the show
We
when
tried it
we
for, like,
first started, we were trying to figure out what my name would be because we couldn't have Hannah and Anna. And so we went through like a bunch of names, but Annabelle stuck for like 2 weeks to a
Yeah,
month.
something
And
like
then
that.
we voted on
Yeah,
it.
Yes,
right, yeah.
It was for a
because
little
if
while.
you look
Yep.
back on our old videos,
Yeah.
you guys are calling me Annabelle.
That like makes my skin crawl.
We couldn't
And
figure out.
I remember I made one video in the car being like, go listen to this segment or something. And I was like, hey, Annabelle here. And I like saw that video the other day and I was like,
Really?
ew,
Wow.
ew.
Do you like AB?
AB fits me so much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had brought AB, because we were trying to figure out, because Hannah didn't want it, and then neither did Anna over here. She didn't want to change her name either.
Right.
Anna didn't want to change her name either, but like it would have been so confusing, and
Yeah.
and it still is kind of confusing for people. And so, but AB does feel like it fits. and
AB
people like
fits
it.
me, but the only thing I don't like about it is when I meet people, like in a work setting, I
think it's
do
weird.
introduce myself as AB, and people always they're like, "What, Amy?"
I know.
Like,
Oh,
and I'm like,
yeah.
and then I always have to
Mhm.
say like the letters, and then they'll be like, "Why?" Like everybody always
I just think-
questions me.
I just
Yeah.
think people are stupid.
I think people are stupid
Yeah.
too.
I do. I hear you though. Like I used to have a radio nickname. It was B Mega. That's what I used to.
That's
Mhm.
easier to understand
Be-
though. Like,
yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
B Mega. And we, like,
Why did you use
I
that?
think that is
'Cause of my
clearly
email.
that's like clearly a radio name though. Like I think people think my name is literally AB.
Oh, you
Yeah.
think so?
Yes.
Like it was Abby, but it's really AB.
Well, when I do the subtitles for the show, it always thinks my name is Abby. I
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
have to change my name.
Yeah,
in the
so I think
subtitles, yeah.
AB feels weird too. Like I think any of those names do feel weird. So I hear you and feel you on that. I know where you're
And
coming.
growing up as Anna, no one ever like thought it was weird. So now it's just like going from everybody knows how to spell it and it's fine to nobody knows freaking what my name is. So I don't know.
I do, but like you know what's interesting though is to shout you out though is you have the most Instagram followers that people
you
follow.
do.
Like
Yeah.
you find more people find you, and it's not like because your Instagram is
Anna Isabella too.
yeah, so it's
is
not
what it
AB
is.
either.
Yeah,
So people have
right.
to seek and find out like whatever other weird name you have. You don't make it easier for people to find
No.
you.
I don't.
And you still get really good followers. Yeah,
Yeah, I just hit 10,000 followers.
Yeah, that's
which
Wow.
is crazy.
yeah. I know you're
Yeah.
excited for that.
I am excited for that. My friends and I want to do something weird to celebrate, but we have yet to figure out what that is.
I figured you would celebrate somehow, but
yeah.
I
What do you-
noticed that.
What are you gonna do?
We were chat GPTing some things. There was one that like chat GPT was throwing out weird things like walk 10,000 miles. And I'm like, what? Am I Superman?
Wow.
And then we were like, make it weirder because we were like, that's not even like a fun video idea. And it would be like, walk 10,000 miles carrying a rotisserie chicken. And I'm like, okay. So it's still in the works.
Boy, ChatGPT needs some work now.
Yeah, that was pretty
I know.
dry.
I was like,
you would go below 10,000.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hannah's got a bachelorette this weekend that you seem excited for, kind of. And I say that because you didn't even know it was supposed to be happening this weekend and got double booked.
I messed this up
whoa.
so bad. So I've known that it was my friend that had the surprise wedding a couple months ago. So she's having a
Surprise bachelorette
delayed-
If
party.
you don't remember the surprise wedding, she came in. Hannah was flying, or not flying, but Hannah traveled for it. And when they got to the city, it was in Kansas City, actually. When they got to the city, all of a sudden they're like, "This is our wedding surprise!"
Yeah, it was
and the
just supposed
whole
to be
thing
like an
happens
engagement
right there on the
party.
yeah,
spot.
it was supposed to be an engagement party. So
Yeah.
totally floored everybody. And now we're having her bachelorette months later. And I thought it was at the end of the month. Like, it's been in my calendar at the end of the month, whatever. And so Julian is going out of town, funny enough, to Kansas City this weekend for a golf trip. So he asked me if I could watch his dog, Callie. And I'm like, sure, of course, I would love to. So I've been planning on watching Callie. And then all of a sudden, like 2 days ago, my friend that's the bride texted and was like, so excited to see you on Friday. And my heart literally dropped. I'm like, what? And I went back in the group text, and I never saw when the dates changed, because it was one of those things where it was like, heart the message if you can make it on the 25th. And that had the most likes. So I thought that's the date that was chosen, but I guess it had to switch, and it wasn't that date. So I'm like panicking. So I have to tell Julian, sorry, I can't watch your dog. I don't know how you're going to Kansas City anymore. And it's a bachelorette, so I have to order clothes. I have to order like props and gifts and all this stuff.
Yeah, are there like certain colors you're supposed to be wearing?
I have to wear a mullet. We're doing a mullet night.
Why?
I have to. That's just what she wanted. She wanted
Oh,
us
she
to.
picked like a theme. At first, I didn't know you were doing like as a theme. Like, I have to wear a mullet. Like, is there certain colors? I have to wear a mullet. Like,
Yeah,
that just seemed dramatic. Like,
She
why?
wants us, when we go out on Saturday night on the town, you know, we're all going to dress up in mullets. So I have to panic order a blonde mullet that can fit 40 pounds of hair in it. So have to figure that out. And
So
then
you haven't ordered that yet?
I just ordered it
Oh,
like
okay.
20 minutes ago. Hopefully it's in on
Oh,
time.
please, can we see it before you actually wear it?
Yeah,
will you
It
wear
came
it in the
with
studio?
It came
Yes.
with a comb, which I thought was awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys can help me fit in my wig. But the bigger issue was I had to find someone to watch Julian's dog, because I was like, I feel so bad. Like, I agreed to this. He had everything set up. He took off work. Like, I can't just like completely bail on him. So I asked his sister if she could watch the dog, and she can. So that's figured out now. But I still feel bad.
Bailed.
Yeah.
And then tell us a little bit about how you might hire a witch for the weekend.
Correct. So the weather this weekend looks absolutely horrific for this bachelorette. And I was thinking about it. And last time I went on a bachelorette for my bestie Sid, she hired an Etsy witch to create or whatever.
What?
Create better weather for her bachelorette. And it worked for a day. So I considered ordering, I don't even know if that's the correct term, buying, I don't know.
Wait,
an
I need to
Etsy
understand.
witch.
So what's an Etsy witch? So she's someone who said, I'm going to do witchcraft so you have nice weather?
Witchcraft for nicer weather. Yes.
And you could hire someone to do that?
Yes.
What?
On Etsy.
It
You
got
look
really
up-
popular on TikTok.
You look up a witch, and then you tell the witch what you want, and they will work to make it happen.
That's freaking crazy.
Did you do it?
No.
Okay, I was going to say it is demonic. Like, fully.
I mean, yeah, you don't believe in like any like tarot readings or like mediums or anything.
But
though,
it's not
right?
even just like not believing in it. It's like if you're calling on anything spiritual that isn't God, it's a demon. So
you
I
can,
don't know that I believe. I don't know that I believe.
So
that,
we know a couple
but-
local meteorologists.
You tried that?
so maybe,
yeah, you're the weather girl.
The
Maybe
Hannah.
go that
reason
route,
I don't want to
Hannah.
hire an Etsy witch is because I simply just don't have the money to throw at that right now.
How much does an Etsy witch cost?
I don't know. I haven't looked it
Well,
up. But
and
like,
what happens
I'm
if it doesn't
imagining
work?
like $30. What?
You know, what happens if it doesn't work and the weather's
that just
terrible?
sucks.
Does she give your money back?
Pretty sure it doesn't work.
No,
Like,
it did
if it
work.
has good weather,
It
the
did
weather-
work.
It did work.
I'm
The
for
weather
Sydney
didn't get
it
changed.
worked.
There's
Yeah.
zero chance I believe that the witch changed the
Oh.
weather. That's just my beliefs. I do not think the witch.
I don't know.
Because I hired the Etsy crazy bitch. It's not the reason the weather was
It
changed.
is funny. There's that new film coming out. I think it's called Pressure, where they talk about the air pressure and everything right before the D-Day landing, about how the weather was terrible and they had to move stuff and things like that.
And they hired an Etsy
Well,
witch.
we did not hire an Etsy witch, but I can remember Patton or one of the generals was like, you know, he went to a priest and he said, "We got to pray for better weather."
So he did like the
Yeah,
he did
and,
the reverse.
and the
He went
priest
for-
was kind of like, I don't know if this all works. He goes, write me a goddamn prayer.
Really?
And sure enough, it worked out. Now, I'm getting probably all my days mixed up on when this was
When
or
it
when
happened,
when
sure.
it happened.
Like
But
you're trying to
yeah,
repeat a history story,
But
yeah.
exactly. I mean, so praying for better weather can be a lot better than an actual witch delivering, but what happens if they don't deliver? I mean, is there a money-back guarantee on this or what?
I don't know. I really didn't
I don't
look
really
it up.
know.
I didn't really look it up, but maybe someone that has more money, if they want to do it in the group chat, they can do it.
I just
don't
think
have
it's
the money
crazy
for that.
that's a thing. That
They're
anything can do.
popular.
you can
They're
hire
popular.
somebody to change the weather.
I think that is crazy. I think I almost looked up. I had like a lot of weird jobs that no longer exist. I have that as a thing.
What, an Etsy witch?
No, hold on. Let me see if I can find this really quickly. But I have a bunch of weird jobs that no longer exist, and I thought it would be good for the podcast, which is funny that it came right into this. But there's like guys who used to set up bowling pins.
Oh, yeah.
That used to be a job.
That used to be,
like they didn't do it
before
automatically?
before the machine.
Yeah.
Bowling pin man?
Here, let me see if I can find this.
Oh, they had a name. It was
I think I'd like that
Pin
job.
boy?
I think you're close. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I just looked
They
up
might
like
make a
Found
killing.
it. Oh, and I had a bunch of other great ideas. So pain setter upper, knocker upper got paid to wake people up before alarm clocks were cheap. So they would just walk around and knock on people's windows.
that's funny.
They have a picture of this
terrifying.
job too. Look at this. He's just whacking.
He's got a big old pole.
big old stick that
when you
whacks on
called him a
people's
knocker
jobs.
upper, I thought, wait a second.
I know.
I know. I was like, what?
A gong farmer emptied and the night before modern sewers existed, in emptied cesspools before modern sewers. Yep.
Gross.
Leech collector walked through marshes to collect leeches for doctors because they used to use them.
Yep. For bloodletting.
Lamplighter lit streetlights one by one before electricity took over.
Yeah. Yep.
Ice cutter sewed ice from frozen lakes into blocks before refrigerators existed.
Wow. We needed, I guess we do need ice.
A human computer did complex math hand by hand before electronic computers
Hell
existed.
no.
Yeah, it could
Wow.
never be us.
No.
A tosher searched sewers for coins because poverty made it worth it.
Oh, wow.
That might be the thing again.
Switchboard operator connected calls by hand before phones routed themselves.
Wow.
You have to call a switchboard.
Yep.
A rat catcher hunted rats when cities feared disease and ruined food.
We don't have those anymore?
Yeah, no, they just let them run wild. I
Let
guess.
'em run
It's probably
free.
it's probably just animal control. They just take
A
on more.
lector read news out loud in factories so workers can endure the shift. They just read the news to them.
I would do that.
Wow.
Milkmen brought milk to doorsteps before home fridges
Yep.
took
I
over.
got
Have
it.
those, yeah.
Yeah,
I have a friend who still is a milkman.
he still is one, like for like Oberweis.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
one. Yeah, Oberweis comes
Yeah.
every week.
Overwise is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? All those jobs. Well, I finally got to use that. They all came up because of an Etsy, which was someone who actually really just taking people's money. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The other crazy thing that I did find is you can calculate how old your car is in human years, and I thought this would be funny for Kevin. So I have my calculator.
boy.
So Kevin, what year is your car?
2016.
Okay, and how many miles do you have in it roughly?
We'll say 245,000.
245,000 divided by, you're supposed to divide it by the year. So it's
2016.
2016 equals your car is 121 years old in
Hey.
human years.
Wow.
Hey!
And you're
Keep on
rough on
trucking.
her.
Good for you, Kev.
121 years
You are
old.
rough on her.
All right, Avi, you have an old car. What is your...
2014,
Okay, and then how many miles roughly?
130.
130? I thought you had a little bit more. Okay, divided by 2014. Let's see how old. 65 years old.
That's
Wow,
good.
she's young.
She's young. I
She's
feel
in
like
her,
compared to my
she's in her
car.
prime.
She's
about
so
to hit-
close.
I'll have her
It's
for
like the Social
50 more
Security.
years.
That's good.
What about you, Hannah?
I have a 2024 with 28,000 miles. on it.
28,000 divided by 2024.
Is she a teenager?
Yeah.
13.
13. Wow.
She's a baby.
Oh my God. I got 100 years on you.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
got 57,000 miles in my van, and then it's a 2021 divided by 2021. 28 years old.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Man,
yeah,
oh, man.
I feel like he's ready to get married.
Yeah.
You know, he's just
He's
getting
about
so-
to be in a really good phase of life.
And then, Hannah, I had another thing that I had found that I thought you would like is crazy conspiracies. I thought I'd try to find some more of these because I thought it'd be interesting for the podcast. But I saw this and it made me think of it because of the World Cup. There's pretty much nothing the entire world agrees on except for one thing. And with the World Cup,
Is it crime?
no. It is a crazy conspiracy theory.
It's Etsy witches.
No, I thought that it was like the highest like crime rate, or no, it's sex trafficking.
That's the Super Bowl, isn't it?
That's what I
Yeah.
Really?
Of.
But I
It's
think
the
that's
highest
like
thing.
that's not like a
What?
conspiracy. That's just a fact.
That's just like a
Somebody
fact, yeah.
told us that.
Yeah. This is like something the world can never agree on. They've like never kind of signed a document except for one time. They signed a
What?
document, and I have the information
Oh,
on it.
okay.
So there's an ice wall. There's this massive cliff of 200 feet tall ring at the edge of Antarctica. Some say it's like this natural ice wall, but some people are like, what is going on with this ice wall? Because it just like drops off like out of nowhere. And it almost looks like, I'll show you like a picture of it. Almost looks like something from a movie.
It almost looks like the wall from Game of Thrones.
Almost looks like a wall from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
great.
yeah. Yep.
Great example, Kevin. So in 2017, Google Earth quickly removed and blurred several locations in Antarctica. No explanation was given. The same year, a group of world leaders, including the Pope, made an unexpected private visit to the continent. No one ever revealed why. Antarctica is the only continent on Earth where you are not free to just go. No, you need government permission to enter. And for the first time, every major world power agreed on this and signed a document to agree upon this with Antarctica.
What is
back in
rocking
1959? And they gave no reason why. They said you should not.
I'm trying to think if I know anyone that's been there.
Operation High Jump in 1940, a massive U.S. military mission sent 4,000 troops, aircraft, and destroyers to Antarctica, then ended early with no clear reason why. Rumors say they encountered something that wasn't supposed to be there.
I think it's weapons.
And that's it. That's like the conspiracy there. Like no one.
I've never heard
in
that.
That's
Yeah.
gonna keep me up at night. I thought
Interesting.
people went there for like an Alaskan fishing trip or something.
I think they do.
I don't
though.
know if a lot of people go to Antarctica.
Apparently not. They have to get government sign off.
Yeah, the government has to approve it.
Wow.
Is it like I wonder the security there, and why, and if all the world powers signed off on it, I don't know that weapons would be there because what they just like keep everybody's weapons in one place.
While
The
I
security
googled how
there-
many people have been to Antarctica, while no exact historical records,
Why is
because
there no
obviously
records of anything?
it is impossible to compile, but it's estimated only 200 to 300,000 people have ever set foot on Antarctica. Hannah's like blown away. She's like,
Right.
all these crazy.
We should talk about this on air and see if anybody calls in that has been to
Right.
Antarctica.
Yeah, and
I want to talk to
Well,
someone that's been there.
200 to 300,000 people?
I believe our security guard Tammy used to work there and she used to run security.
Really? Oh, I'm like, what? I believed that.
I know. She's like, really?
I believed it for a second, but then
You shouldn't have told her. You should like ask her about it. It's
Yeah,
a crazy
ask
story.
her.
Yeah, and Hannah would have, so tell me about when you worked security at Antarctica. And is the wall there? Did you have to get
Right.
government
And
permission?
can I see your coat?
What was the Pope doing there with all the
Right,
world's
yeah,
leaders?
yeah.
I do think
I want
this is
answers.
sus. This is sus as hell. I want to know what's actually no. I don't want to know what's going down in Antarctica. It seems like I don't want to get.
Tammy's going to
involved in
be
that.
like all good. Well, you want the truth. You can't handle the truth, Hannah. She's going to be freaking out. Hannah's going to ask her, yeah. So I thought it'd be fun to end with the conspiracy that kept Hannah up at night.
Yeah, that is
Now,
gonna keep me up at
left-
night.
this podcast left you with more questions than answers.
Truly.